Hi, this is a short demo of a reachable vulnerabilities feature that we recently added to KSOC platform. We start with adding a cluster and configuring a runtime plugin. Notice that there is also a new property called detect reachable vulnerabilities. This is to collect so-called runtime profiles. This allows us to cross-reference package vulnerabilities that come from static vulnerability scanners and the data that we capture at runtime with eBPF probes. So let's get started and install the cluster. It takes a while to register and update the inventory. Let's wait until it's healthy. All right, once it's done, we can go ahead and install a workload that we know is vulnerable. So what typically happens next, you go back to your cluster inventory, check the container insights, look up the container by name. And you may notice that it has been already scanned, the container image. We know it's digest, we know it's tags, but we also see that it's quite vulnerable, 404 vulnerabilities. If we click it, we see a list of vulnerabilities for each package and the severity. Notice, however, there is a lot of vulnerabilities to manage. Some of them are fixed, some of them will never be fixed by Nginx maintainers, and some of them are more or less important. By less important, I mean some of them are stay dormant in the container image. They are never run, they are never loaded by binary executables, and that's why we added the new column, which is called in use. This gives another dimension or another parameter to prioritize CVEs based not only on severity column, such as critical or medium, but also on the runtime insights provided by KSOC that we observed, for example, libc library being loaded in one of the containers in this particular cluster. We can also see that libc, which is pretty common dependency, is also loaded. And this way we can scroll and navigate through vulnerabilities, giving them a right priority. The rest can be neglected or taken later. There's one more note on this column. We can only detect that a certain library has been loaded for pods that we've seen started. So it usually indicates that we observed the library or the package being used, but the dash means that there's either no data for this particular package or we've never observed it. So just keep it in mind. And that's it. Thank you.